Hello my beautiful simmers and welcome back to another speed build. Welcome back guys to the second part of the practical magic house that I started last week, and this is the second part where I actually doing only interior. If you didn't watch the previous video, please go back after this one or watch the previous part first, because I did the whole exterior of this house, which took me so much time. Not to mention all those small details and trying to figure out how the actual house is looking like, you know, even though it's not a real house, it's just a set. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on with that part, because, you know, when you want to make something really perfect, that kind of things really took time. So this is not exception whatsoever. So this is like me trying to figure out the layout the first, and like I said, it was really challenging. Why? Because there's a certain things that you can see in the movie, but like 90% of the house you cannot see. Maybe 80, yeah, but like every single part of that movie was probably, you know, was in the kitchen. We saw a small fragment of the bedroom, of the pantry, and also very small, like 2 scenes from the actual living room. But you can see and actually figure out how the rest of the house is looking like, because it's not difficult to, you know, figure out. Because I don't know, when you see the kitchen, I know the rest of the house is pretty dark, and you have this, you know, pattern and crazy wallpapers, things like that, but the kitchen is so bright, and I was very like, oh my god, this is so different. I was probably, you know, if this is not a movie or if it's just a house, I would do definitely something different. But since I really want to do a full-on replica, the biggest struggle was the kitchen. Not the kitchen in particular, how the general layout, like the floor plan was, because I remember that you can go out from the kitchen, from this from one area also we have a door, so we have very specific stairs, oh my god, and a lot of like rooms, because from the movie, like watching the movie, we have 2 girls, we have 2 sisters, old one and also 2 sisters. Basically one is not living over here, they just came, but she grew up in this house basically. Yeah, so we have a lot of bedrooms. So I managed to make oh my god, how many? 4 on the second floor and 1 additional at the attic. And also I decided to add like a full-on witch, you know, thing going on at the attic with the bedroom, but bedroom is not furnished, it's more like a storage thing going on, but it's still like, you know, you have a lot of rooms to choose from and play with. So it's crazy how big this house is. And like I said, I mentioned previously, I had so much struggle with this kitchen, because I saw so many times the pictures and also the movie. I rewatched it so many times because of this crazy kitchen, and I finally figured out and managed to make something like, I don't know, decent, similar to that kitchen in the movie. And it's one of the most beautiful kitchens I have ever seen. I don't know why, I really do love this kitchen so freaking much. And if you didn't watch the movie, please go and watch the movie, because you will see, like, you know, this area over here. It's so beautiful, and like I said, the most of the movie is literally going on in the kitchen. So yeah, I really do love it. And I also decided to add 2 stairs, so you have 2 options. These ones from the kitchen, where the kitchen is, are leading to the 1 bedroom, like the main bedroom. I decided to go with the main bedroom, and that one I decided to be for the mom of those 2 girls. The role was played by the Sandra Bullock. So that is basically her bedroom. The rest, I mean, you can figure out. 2 are very similar with different colors. And I placed the aunts over there, but the girls have also like a, own bedroom. And for the Nicole Kidman bedroom, I decided to basically use that one at the attic. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, honestly. Like I said, the kitchen was very specific. A lot of people try to use a tool mod and make very similar situation, especially for the stove, but I really didn't want to do that. I just placed like normal hood and normal layout. Also the shelves and the rest of the kitchen, I decided to go on my own way, because I hate using a tool mod and placing a lot of items and moving around them with the tool mod, because sometimes that things can break the game. If you have a lot of tool mod in your game, it's very heavy for the game, especially for the gameplay, because I know a lot of people are going to use this house for the gameplay. That's the reason why I decided to go easy on this, because the house itself, it's so freaking big. And also, yeah, I just didn't want to do that heavy job with the tool mod. You can see over here, you need to place some kind of a boxy thing above the stove, but I didn't want to do that. I just used like a random hood, like I said. This is the actual living room, so I put a bunch of different items, things that they can use and they can actually fit with this area over here, just to look pretty nice, decent. And I used the same wallpapers, I believe, through the entire house, because oh my god, a couple of sets from Sim are literally my favorite ones, especially this like older rustic traditional type of the sets, like Auntie Vera, also Abigail. Oh my god, we have a couple of more that I really love using all the time, especially the wallpapers, because I am like so freaking obsessed with these wallpapers. I really wanted to use them somewhere and make something where I can place these beautiful wallpapers. There's a lot of swatches, a lot of like different options to choose from. So yeah, I really wanted to play with textures this time, but I can't. I don't know, somehow I was like one of those builders who just cannot let it go and just build and use a lot of different colors like crazy. You will never see me using a lot of colors, crazy colors that are not matching, colors that are totally different, the textures that are totally different. I just cannot. So basically, I only decided to use a lot of different items, different sets, to make something that like in a normal typical house that you can use and place. You don't have to use like just one set and make it look perfect and tidy and something like that. I just wanted to use a lot of different items, not necessarily more than once, because also this movie was, I don't know, made in 90s. So yeah, but the house itself really, screaming like very traditional, old, not old, but like a little bit rustic, items and furniture and stuff like that. So yeah, I really wanted to play around with those items. I use a lot of different sets, I have to be honest. I'm so sorry. So many different sets, but yes, this is my favorite bedroom, by the way, and the wallpapers are different, you can see already. It's set from the Harry, if I'm not mistaken, and in this house I decided to use these beautiful curtains from oh my god, what's the name of the creator? Valia. Yes, Valia. And I really do love using them. Recently I came back to her sets and decided to play around a little bit more. She also made very, very beautiful set for the bookstore. I really wanted to make something similar to this, but I wanted to add a bookstore because I use one of her sets, Baker's Kitchen, and one more, and I had a commission and I needed to make a bakery, so I also recorded that video so that it's the next one you will be watching on my channel. It's like a combo. It's residential plus bakery on the main floor. It's so freaking cute. It's so also some kind of a older style type of the build, so I'm very excited to show you guys that one. But like I said, I really, really want to use that bookstore set. That's it's still not finished, I believe, but I will wait just another month to use those items, as much new items that I can use, because I believe it's going to be amazing. You need to check that out on her Patreon page. It's so freaking amazing. So yes, 2 bedrooms for the aunts. I cannot remember the names. I don't know why. I watched the movie like 3 times. Who knows? But I decided to go and play a little bit with different textures. So set from Sixam is used for the beds. A lot of, I don't know. I don't want to start talking about the sets because we have a lot of different sets, a lot of different, creators over here. But I did found beautiful small item from, oh my god, Ciboulette for the Halloween, and we have a hat and some kind of a robe type of the thing that witches are wearing, especially on the last scene in the movie. You can see them on the roof and they all have that thing for the witches and they all like jumping from the roof. Oh my god, it's such a beautiful scene. I love that movie so freaking much. You need to watch it if you didn't already. So yeah, the very small bedroom girls actually have, and I'm so freaking sorry if you don't like that idea, but you can switch if you want to use for something else this house. I'm talking about the house. But if you don't, you have plenty of rooms and plenty of space that you can change if you want to. But I really wanted to recreate that famous Owens family house, or the house they also called Practical Magic House, but the Owens family lives over here. So yes, finally the attic space. This is the additional bedroom that I was talking about. Now it's just storage, but you can also have a small bed that it's like a laying on the wall. You can see I really love this set because it really looks cool and realistic. But yeah, you have additional bedroom that you can make, and here the space is just like, I don't know, normal space. They can just like relax and have fun with it. We have a lot of different activities over here, but looks really like old, outdated, you know. I really wanted to achieve that kind of a look over here, and I think I managed. Also, I put the science table on this floor and a special room for magic and a lot of different stuff. If you really want this to use for witches, it's perfect because you have everything that you need, literally. So finally this house can be downloaded. I decided to finish everything, and you can find this on my Patreon page, also on my gallery. And please, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, share with your friends, because it will help me a lot. The whole house tour is going to be after this speed build, so please stay and watch that part as well. I love you guys and see you next time. Bye bye.